Hi there, my name is Surreina. I'm with Yoganique, and I'm here today with a very special guest. This is Jason Wrobel of Mint Creativity, and Jason is a gourmet vegan raw food chef. So he is a specialist in raw foods, and he is also an educator. He also does lots of workshops, and what I hear that there's a video series, education series in the makes, and also a recipe book in the makes. So I'm very excited about that because I have personally tried many of his recipes, and every single one has been an outstanding, there's no words to even describe it, amazing, absolutely amazing. The flavors, the textures, just the experience of it. He's a genius when it comes to raw food preparation. I personally just love the way his mind works, his creativity works. So I've invited Jason here today because I would love for him to share with us a little bit about how raw foods can assist women, specifically women, with maintaining their level of health. That includes hormone balancing, you know, just with the different stages of life, as well as beauty. What is going to be also promoting beauty as women. So again, as women get into premenopausal, menopausal, there's changes in the body. It's a little bit more challenging to maintain the proper weight. And how are the foods going to help maintain our hormone balance so we feel good, as well as help us with our beauty?
Yay.
Yay.
And for me, a lot of people that I've worked with, and clientele, of course, they all want a lot of energy. They all want to have clear skin, bright eyes, and a sexy figure. And I think, though, that the things we're going to show you today in the shake we're making are going to be good for women at all stages of life. And in a previous video, I mentioned how my mom had used some of the things that we're using today to really get herself through menopause in a very easy and graceful way. And so certainly the things we're going to show you, some of the supplements, are really good to start taking at any age.
Excellent, excellent, beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I want to we talked about this in another segment that we did where the simplicity behind maintaining our health and our wellness, it really comes down to what our food choices are. What are we putting into our body? Yeah. And my yoga teacher always made the analogy between our bodies being a vehicle, right, for our spirit, for our consciousness. And if we take a look at automobiles, those are vehicles that take us from point A to point B to our destination. If you owned a really expensive vehicle like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you would take such good care of it. You would make sure you're getting your regular oil changes, and you're getting your tune-ups, and you're getting your transmission checked, and you're putting the best gas in it, and you're washing the outside. You're taking really good care of it, and our physical bodies are high-performance vehicles.
Yes. And
so, you know, myself, if you're watching this and you already know a little bit about me, you've already been in touch with what I do, and I teach about cleansing, and not just about like, okay, let's do one cleanse and then that's going to fix everything, because that's just unrealistic. It's really about learning how to maintain what I would call a cleansing lifestyle or a yogic lifestyle, utilizing foods to cleanse and to maintain those results in between. So really changing the lifestyle. And when we're doing that, it is like each cleanse that we do, it's like getting our oil changed,
yes,
right? Or getting the tune-ups. It is. And in between, we got to make sure we're putting the good gas in. So we're choosing a lot more of the raw foods. You know, we're definitely not here to promote be 100% raw. Some people may feel really great that way. Other people may just say, you know what, I feel really great at 80%. Mm-hmm. You're going to find what works for you.
Yes.
Just start adding more raw foods in, and we're going to show you some easy ways to do it. And as we do these tune-ups and these oil changes, and as we're putting the good fuel in, what's really amazing is this. You are what you eat. If you're eating nutrient-void food, empty food, it's not going to fuel your brain. It's not going to give your body the components it needs to maintain balance. Mm-hmm. So your hormones are going to go off balance. Your brain is not going to be able to function correctly. You're going to be tired and lethargic. You're not going to look so good because you're going to feel bloated. You're going to be sluggish, weight gain, etc., etc. So it is really simple. Change what you eat. Mm-hmm. Eat more nutrient-rich foods, foods with lots of water in them. We're going to talk about that. And you're going to start to look better and feel better and function better. It's really, really simple. So as far as women are concerned, we'll talk a little bit more in a moment about the special cares of women. and what foods are going to be really good for them.
Absolutely.
So Jason, tell me what we're gonna see you do today.
Okay, so this is a new creation of mine that I actually just came up with recently. It's called the Maca Mama Malt.
I love it.
It's obviously got maca in it, and tailored specifically for women's health with certain extracts and superfood ingredients we're putting in. And the first step, actually, before we get started, is I'm going to show you a very basic tip in the raw food pantheon, and it's going to be showing you how to open one of these, which is a young Thai coconut. And young Thai coconuts are really, really amazing because they have a ton of electrolytes in the water. So if you're looking, say, particularly after you're sick or you're losing a lot of electrolytes, instead of looking at the certain sports drinks that promote themselves as high electrolytes, this has assimilable natural electrolytes in the coconut water inside. And another thing I learned about a year ago, and I didn't know this, was that the coconut water in here actually is the closest thing in nature to mimic, I believe it's human blood hemoglobin. And that in the South Pacific during the war, the Second World War, that they were actually doing temporary transfusions with coconut water on soldiers because it so closely mimics the blood. Amazing.
That's exactly what I've heard.
Great blood cleanser too.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll add a little side note to that. So yes, I heard that. I hadn't heard the hemoglobin, but that makes sense. But the plasma,
yes,
the liquidy part of it. And what's fascinating is that when your young Thai coconut is sealed like this, it is a sterile environment inside, which means, which is really amazing. You talked about the transfusions. It has been done many times outside of war environments, even in areas where they couldn't get, medical care right away, but they had to start an IV. You can actually, we're not telling you to do this. We're saying that it's been done and it makes sense that you could do it. It has been done where it is so sterile and it is so, the body will completely accept it because it is so close to human blood plasma that you could put it straight into your veins. And your body would accept it. And another really amazing component, we're actually going to do another segment where we talk about, when we look at a food in nature, we know exactly what it's good for. Well, coconuts. What do coconuts resemble? As a woman, they resemble the breasts, right?
Exactly.
They're round and kind of cone shape, and they contain milk inside. Yes. The coconut water is the milk. And what's amazing is that not only is it good for breast health, but this is an excellent, excellent first food or substitute for breast milk for babies.
Fantastic. I mean, I wonder why I loved it so much. I mean, the first time I drank it, I thought, wow, this is really familiar.
So it's amazing. It's an amazing natural food that is given to us by the earth, which is so incredibly nourishing. And I believe that if you had nothing to survive on except for coconuts and coconut water, you could live your entire life that way.
I've been asked that question. Sometimes my friends will be like, okay, if you had one food and you were on a deserted island for the next 80 years of your life, what would it be? It's usually between this or avocados. It's a toss-up depending on the mood. I'm a big avocado fan. But these are such a complete food. They're so hydrating. They're so packed with nutrients. And one thing that a lot of people, I think, might be a little bit scared of when they see these in the market, they may not know what to do with them.
Right.
And I've certainly had a lot of people say, well, yeah, I've heard about those young Thai coconuts. I just don't know what to do about them.
Yeah, and I actually asked Jason when he got here, because if I go to Whole Foods Market, fortunately what they do is they cut them open for you and they leave them there. And what's really neat is that they cut the shell, but they leave the meat completely intact so that it's still sterile inside, which is great. And so I will get them already cut open, or I'll ask them, can you cut this for me? And they will. They're so great about that. And I was sharing with him that I actually discovered, I just actually want to show you what we discovered at the store, which is the freshest that we've ever found. And I'm going to see if I can zoom into the camera a little bit and you can see this.
That works.
There you go. It is, I'll read it to you, Body Ecology. It's young Thai coconut water, and it is raw. It is not processed. And what they do is, when they open up a Thai young coconut, they immediately freeze the water inside of it. So it retains all of its enzymes, all of its nutritional components. And then it comes to you, and it's the only one that I have found that tastes exactly the same way it does when you crack one open.
Yes.
The purest flavors. So if you are not able to get Thai young coconuts, let's say you're living somewhere where you don't have it, you could look for this, and even if they don't have Thai coconuts, they probably don't have this, but you could probably order this.
Mm-hmm.
So you could definitely get it. This is really amazing. And you were talking about someone had